Good evening and welcome to the Maitland Series, Maitland Night Series finals. It's the semi-finals up first, Rondebosch versus Reddam, the first semi-final, 6 o'clock. And Bishop's playing Sacs in the second semi-final, and that's due up next at 7 p.m. With me this evening, South African field player and man extraordinaire, Jared Wingate Pearse. Welcome, Jared. X everything. I think that's it. I think Reddam have it all to do here. They're probably not considered favourites if we're going to talk about it in those terms. Rondebosch have proved pretty strong in all of the night series sort of round robin games that they've played, as well as the sort of normal league fixtures, and then including some of the tour matches that they've played. So yeah, Reddam with it all to do. Their coach Jay Salino hopefully will have devised some tactics to counter the strengths of this well-organized Rondebosch outfit.
Yeah, no, that's very true. I was chatting to Nick Hock, who's the Rondebosch coach this evening. SA Waterpolo player. He's actually just made that team to head off to those Olympic qualifiers in Italy, which is quite exciting. But he was saying that this is actually a game that actually benefits Reddam, as they've got nothing to lose and neutral ground, and yeah, they can put it all on the line and see how it goes.
Yeah, so the real question here will be whether Rondebosch can keep their heads from the point of view of they would have been planning for a final later this evening, but they've got to sort of overcome this hurdle first, and if they start thinking too much about that 9 o'clock game, they may just find this one a little tougher than they expect.
Yeah, I think watching that, I think it was the Bishop's Rondebosch game on the weekend, you could see both teams very nervous in the first chukker, letting in some early goals, and I think it takes them a chukker just to calm down and play the game plan. So we'll see which team starts better.
Yeah, from what I've seen of Rondebosch this season, they do have quite an exciting counter-attack, but that's obviously the risk that one takes if you go push too hard, too early on the counter. You can find yourself exposed at the back. So it'll be interesting to see if Nick decides to start slowly and go with a more conservative approach, wear the opposition down, and hopefully come out on the right end of the results at the end of it.
Well, we've got the teams lined up, the refs are ready to go, and away we go.
Rondebosch electing not to swim for the ball, happy to give Reddam the first possession of the game.
Looks like they're starting off with a tight mark. Centre backs meeting the centre forward quite early. The Reddam guys are moving.
And some good defence from the Rondebosch centre back there. He basically put Reddam centre forward out on in the scum channel. Any shot that he was going to get off was going to be very difficult for him to take effect.
Matty, it looks pretty early, but it looks like Jay's devising a plan to actually take the Rondebosch centre back out of the game. I mean, as soon as the right wing hit the 2 metre, he was driving straight across to try and move him out the way.
Well, they're going to have to do that, I think, if they're to stand any chance. From what I've seen, the Rondebosch centre backs are pretty powerful. I don't think they're going to get much position at 2 meters, and that's going to make it difficult for the Reddam guys.
See again there, the guys are driving from the 2, that right wing, trying to get the centre back out of the way, but not working on both those occasions. He's stuck with the centre forward, and another good steal from him.
And there's the opening goal of the fixture. Matt Johnson with a back shot from centre forward. And the real difference between the two attacks on those in those first opening minutes is the setup on 2 meters of the Rondebosch boys versus what Reddam haven't been able to achieve yet, which is a centre forward at 2 meters in front of the goals. There goes that drive again you were speaking of, looking to switch out the centre forward or the centre back, so that the centre forward, but he's not even getting any luck with the wing defender. So
Matty, I think that actually worked quite nicely there. I mean, they got the centre back, moved off the centre forward, created space. Good opportune goal there, but I mean he's not sitting in front of the goals. I mean he's sitting outside of the right post. When that switch comes, he needs to take up water in the middle of the goals.
A much more conventional looking attack here from Rondebosch. Narrow, but then reversed. The referee obviously spotting something.
Yeah, I think he gave him a little palm in the face there, which obviously you're not allowed to do. So reversal there, Reddam's ball.
Again, we see the early drive across the face of goals from the Reddam boys. But sitting without their wings on 2 meters, the Reddam boys possibly slightly concerned with the counter going the other way. They're still without a wing, but the outside shot from 10 meters beating the goalkeeper.
You can see, Jay Selina, they've obviously got these guys moving a lot. I mean, there's a lot of activity on their attack. I mean, if you take a look at the Rondebosch attack, they're much more structured. They've set up the D, and they move the ball around and wait for that centre forward to get some water. Great opportunity there, Matt. I think he had a bit more time than he thought. I mean, he had the centre-back's legs was completely under him. He wasn't going anywhere. He had a bit of time there, but quick shot over the goals.
And especially from 2 or 3 meters out where he was, one would have expected him to do slightly better than that. Hitting the frame. There goes another one of those drives. Reddam continuing to look for the movement. Another snapshot off outside that right post. This double centre forward, as you said, Jay Selina obviously having thought about the tactics that he's going to employ. Nice bounce from the centre forward and again in off the post. Rondebosch are going to get themselves into a little bit of trouble here if they play too structured a game. They're just not getting wide enough on their setup. Allowing 2 defenders to mark 1 or become involved in stealing. There's a good chase back from the Rondebosch centre back. Ultimately, the counter-attack goal skipping wide.
Great shot from the outside there from the Rondebosch team. You know, moving the keeper, All it takes is one good pass on the hand, shot, first time, no balks, great goal.
And he's really their go-to shooter from the outside, Matt Johnson. There, Reddam caught dropping a bit too deep on the centre forward. Good pass, as you say, on the hand, and the snapshot straight past the keeper. I wonder if how long it will take Nick and Chris to recognise what Reddam are doing here with that drive across, and just wait for position the centre back in a way that allows him to pick up that driver coming through the whole time. Oh, it's a good goal from Reddam. They extend their goal, their lead by one again, taking their opportunities in this opening quarter.
Yeah, it was a great individual goal there, Matt. He had the defender, spun him, drove in a couple, created the space, top corner, good goal.
Very good set play defence there from Rondebosch. You see Reddam barely able to get up the pool into a shooting position. Results in the shot from the outside coming from 9 or 10 metres at the end of the attack. Easily dealt with by the goalkeeper. This is much better set play from Rondebosch. You can see that their front line is on about 2 or 3 metres. Their centre forward in the middle of the goals occupying space. It's much easier to attack, brings the outside shooters into the game. Interesting, we still haven't seen an extra man. There we go.
Commentator's curse there, Matt. First extra man, Rondebosch.
Interesting to see what Rondebosch do with it. This is their shooter.
Rule number 1 on that man up, Matt. You gotta mark the first line.
You're not going to win too many games if you give up your extra man goals on the 2 metre line. Reddam probably a little bit disappointed with that. Good awareness from Johnson and well finished. I think it was by Watt in the end.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see Rondebosch having a left-hander. So I mean, you want to be tight in the first line. You want that shot coming from, if you're defending your left post with a right-hander without the angle. So hopefully they can improve on that in the next one.
Reddam crowding out their centre forward space. Should see an exclusion there. No time left on the clock. I think that was it from the call from the referee. He wasn't going to give away anything with only one ball played into the hole with only 1 or 2 seconds.
Well, Matty, Rondebosch 4-3 down. Interesting first checker, as we said. The guys are just getting into the game, but Rondebosch under a bit of pressure early.
Yeah, I think it. Kudos to Reddam. They've taken their opportunities when they've presented themselves in that first quarter. Rondebosch probably a little disappointed because I thought they had the better of the set play exchanges, and especially on defence. Probably letting in a couple of goals that they won't be too proud of, but also scoring some nice ones at the other end. So I would if I were a betting man, which I'm not, you'd probably think that the result would reverse itself in the next quarter.
Yeah, we'll see what Coach Nikok, what he's got to say about that drive on the right-hand side. It's worked well for them. I think they've scored 2 out of the 4 goals from that centre forward position when they've taken the centre back out. I mean, obviously a strong centre back from Rondebosch. You don't want the centre forward sitting with him. If you can switch him up, obviously, I mean that's what you got to do.
And do you pull anyone from the top, or do you know to help with that drive that's coming across? Or I didn't see a left-hander from Reddam either. So is it worth Rondebosch considering something like that, or do you think just stay with the tight press and back your defenders?
No, I mean, you're the master tactician here, that's for sure. But I would definitely pull someone off. There's no right-hander there. There's no harm in just getting even one guy to just drop off and see what happens from there. So.
So use your centre forward to put some pressure on the outside shooters, but if anything, give up the right-hander on the right-hand side. At least that person or one of the defenders can come and help out. Hopefully nullify the one threat that Reddam have been shown to have thus far.
Yeah, well, you got to ask yourself. I mean, do you want the centre forward shooting from 2-3 meters, or you want a right-hander without the angle shooting from 5-6 meters? So we'll see what happens here on the first Reddam attack.
There's Jay Salino calling for the drive across the whole game, but all he's done is driven the premier centre back. Oh, he drove him into the centre forward, but not aware, head under, and Reddam have earned themselves a penalty.
Yeah, I think it was a good call, Matt. I think it was quite unlucky. The defender came up, ball came in, and inside the 5-meter goal scoring opportunity, major foul.
And well finished.
Interesting penalty.
Electing not to take it off the water.
Yeah, I don't see many penalties like that, but nevertheless, 5-3 to Reddam.
Now we saw the last Rondebosch attack ended in a dump into the corner. This one worked much better by Rondebosch. The drive coming through from the left wing, ball popped over, and the man in space was Watt again, earning the exclusion.
Yeah, great work from him on the outside there. He always had that open water. Great goal by Rondebosch. Great man up. That takes scores to 5-4.
Yeah, well worked again. They got into position nicely. They knew where they wanted the shot to come from, which is their premier striker Johnson on the left-hand side. They pulled the defenders away from that corner, and ultimately it was an easy enough goal for him at the near post.
Great goal there once again, Matty. The drive comes straight across, you're opening up the hole. He's sitting on that second post, so there's normally a wingman there that can drop off, but because of the drive coming through, it opens up that water, and they've scored once again there. I mean, once again, you can maybe look at getting a guy to come off there. Right-hander sitting on 5-6 meters, take him off.
I think if you looked at that replay, I think Johnson will be disappointed with himself. He's in the classic position to help and assist his centre back in that position. He's almost thinking too much of attack at this stage. He's caught in no man's land. He's not pressing the man who's making that pass, and neither is he helping the man at the back. So he's going to have to change the way he plays if Rondebosch are going to get back into it from a defensive point of view.
We've got a man-up opportunity here for Reddam.
It's their first in the game, if we're correct. So let's see, no left-hander either.
As the Americans like to call this is a power play.
So they've worked the left-hand side free.
Yeah,
well,
good save
by the goalkeeper,
there.
yeah.
Probably not the best position to shoot from. You got that defender there, you got that goalkeeper sitting on that right post. Matty, as a goalkeeper, you eat that up all day, eh?
Well, I think if you had asked him at the beginning of that man up where the shot was going to come from, that's probably where he would have predicted it was coming from. And so that's half the battle, really, is if you know where it's coming from, you've given yourself half a chance. There's a shot from the outside from the Rondebosch player. That's probably a position that the goalkeeper wouldn't want to concede from. It's from the right-hand side of the pool, and it's a right-hander. Coach Jay Celino calling for a contra foul. Someone had driven over one of his players, or so he claimed. I think there was just a lack of awareness more than anything else from the defenders. Okay, let's see if Rondebosch can adapt their defense to what Reddam are doing. They're not doing anything different. There goes the drive across the hole.
Quite an opportunistic goal there. I mean, he was open on that right post, decided to take the lob. Very opportunistic, coming off the post right there, just has to throw it straight into the goals.
But again, Joe, we see that 3 Rondebosch players sitting high on defense, sort of 7, 8, 9 meters, sort of leaving only 3 defenders back, and that's why sort of rebounds in front of the goal are not being collected by Rondebosch players. They're being collected by Reddam players at the moment. You know, even if you decide that you still want that presence up the pool, maybe 1 or 2 players is sufficient. You don't have to leave all 3 up there.
No, for sure.
Good defense by Reddam again. Rondebosch probably guilty of crowding that situation. Not easy to move the ball in a small pool like this. They've got the counter-attack, and well finished.
Yeah, great counter there by the Reddam guys. Opening up their lead to 3 goals. I thought Rondebosch were actually getting back into that. They've had a couple of opportunities up front, which they haven't taken. It just seems like the Reddam guys are taking the opportunities, and 3 goals up, score 8-5.
Well, this is going to be interesting from here now. You know, Rondebosch really under pressure. They're going to have to start. They can't afford to concede too many more. They're going to have to look for some of their big names to make some big plays.
And turnover once again, pushing off from the whole man. You can't push off from the centre back and expect the ball.
So again, we've got 3 Rondebosch players relatively high at the pool on defense. There, the Reddam winger losing the ball. So Reddam not able to execute, but unfortunately the Rondebosch centre forward gone the other way, and he blocks any opportunity there was of a counter.
Yeah, Manny, we got to swim head up there. I mean, it's very important you know where the ball's coming from. If that Rondebosch number 6, I mean, if he just drove straight across to the right-hand post, we had a run in straight and goal there for a potential shot, potential goal. Great outside shot there.
A bit of a speculator. Hit the
Yeah.
rope, but it's you miss 100% of the putts you don't take, so I suppose. So,
If you don't shoot, you don't score.
yeah, goalkeeper's still got to save it, so I think he'll be disappointed with that effort. Probably could have got 2 hands to that, but maybe he was taken a bit by surprise at the timing of the shot.
And it's one of those, you know, on and off edge, you know, you miss that, or the goalkeeper palms that down. It's, you know, your coach can look at you saying, why did you take that shot? But in this case, I mean, it came off, so.
Reddam have gone with it again. They've moved the player from the right wing across the goals. Their centre forward turning on that right post. At this occasion, unable to get it, but probably noticeable the difference in the help from Johnson coming back to crash on the centre forward. Now Rondebosch finding themselves with an open man on the right post. A little bit of confusion on defense from Rondebosch.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at that, Matty, there's 3 Rondebosch attackers, 4 Reddam defenders. You know,
and yet there's still a man free on 2 meters on the right-hand side.
It's just once again that communication, swimming head up, knowing where you are on defense, and just chatting to your teammates.
So we're back to a 1-goal game. 2 attacks left in the quarter. And I think Rondebosch, after the quarter they've had, if they can come away with not having lost any ground to Reddam, they'll be quite chuffed, I think, at the end of it.
Yeah, it looks like they're gaining some momentum here.
And there we see evidence of the Rondebosch boys coming back to help. Reddam now got nothing in front of goals. It's going to have to be a speculative effort from outside. Easily dealt with by the goalkeeper, but that's much better defence from Rondebosch.
No, for sure, man. I mean, as soon as he comes off, you know, there's not much to offer there. They're very tight on that left-hand shooting side. And we see a man up here. Nice little drive in there.
And with 10 seconds left on the clock, it's an important time to earn an exclusion. Let's see if Rondebosch can convert. It should be open.
Oh, great goal. Great goal. 1 second on the clock. That'll count. 8-all going into half-time. Matty, I think...
well done by Rondebosch there. I mean, what was that? Almost 4 goals they came back late in the quarter there. They were down by 3 and now they're even. So,
you know, I think if they sort that that bit better on the defense side and take the opportunities up front, they look like they're gaining some momentum here. It's going to be interesting third quarter.
And what do you tell your boys if you Jay Celino now? I mean, what do you you can't keep doing what you were doing. I mean, Rondebosch have started to shut that down now. But at the same time, you wanted them. They've scored 8 goals. They've been front running the whole game. What's the message to his team? By the looks of the animation from the Reddam team talk, it's Jay Celino calling for more drives. He possibly wants to earn a few more exclusions on the drive from his boys going across the centre forward. The Rondebosch guys preaching a much calmer approach. They probably want to remain a little more structured.
But Matty, does beg the question, you know, we haven't had a lot of man up or extra men opportunities in this game, so, you know, possibly something to look at, especially as a defender. I mean, as they say, you know, you don't want an action goal scored against you. I mean, you'd rather give the kick out and take the man down. But we haven't seen a lot. So I mean, the balls that have gone into the hole, they've either, you know, been goals or they've been goal scoring opportunities which haven't been taken, which is interesting. I mean, as a centre back, you definitely rather want to give that kick out rather than conceding the goal.
Yeah, and I think you've got to, at a certain stage, you've got to roll the dice a little bit and just say, well, we back our man-up defense to you know, prevent you from scoring, or we bet that you're gonna miss more than you're gonna score, and so we're willing to give away that extra man opportunity rather than the dead set shot from 2 meters.
Well, as we enter the third chukker, score 8-all with Rondebosch and Reddam.
There goes the Reddam drive again across the face of the goals. They've got that space on the right-hand side. There's still no help, and there goes Johnson back now. That's a much better defense, in my opinion, from Rondebosch. Forces the shot from the outside.
But I mean, as a defender, I mean, Johnson in that position, I mean, he started going out to that attacker, but I mean, he's sitting on 10 meters. You know, there's no reason to go out to him there. I mean, if he's going to score from there, then, you know, that's fantastic. But I mean, you know, you're not going to score many goals from out there. Stay on the defense. I mean, a lot of kickouts, a lot of man-ups. You know, they you know, you get them in those last couple of seconds of the attack.
It's great work by the Rondebosch centre forward, able to spin out there. I think that first issue with the Rondebosch attack was probably they didn't have a man up on 2 meters to get the ball into him, but the Rondebosch centre forward working back towards the ball. Ball came in a nice turn to beat his defender, and then earning the penalty. It's well worked.
Yeah, great turn, Matt, to get that penalty. I mean, all he needed to do was turn, be goal side. You leave the ball, the defender's sitting on your back. It's got to be a penalty.
And interestingly, what's that? 2 and a bit minutes into the game, into the third quarter, and that's Rondebosch's first lead of the game.
Maybe I see the Reddam guys still working very frantically up on that 2 meter line. They've got 3 guys there. You're just seeing a lot of white water, trying to create some opportunities there.
But again, it's noticeable that, I mean, that was Watt dropping back that time to assist the centre back in his defence. It's those sorts of efforts that help, that they're going to provide, that's going to be the difference at the end of this game.
Looks like Reddam's got the man up here opportunity. Let's see if they can make it count. Oh, great shot, great goal.
It was well finished from the outside. He probably had a better opportunity playing as number 2, who was on the left post on 2 or 3 meters. But if you can finish like that, why pass it? So with that goal, score now what, 9-9 with 7 minutes left in the third quarter. Reddam staying in the fight.
A lot of work on this right wing, Matt. I mean, I think...
he was unlucky there, not to get the exclusion.
There.
I mean, that was a pullback. I think the referees missed that one.
Looked like a penalty to me.
They can count themselves very unlucky. He has the communication again. There's a poor pass from the Reddam boys. Unable to take advantage of it. So you got 15 seconds, 13 seconds left on the shot clock. Ball is still on halfway and no set centre forward. It's going to be very difficult for Reddam to score in this attack.
Ball thrown to the quarter, kind of conceding the attack, giving your defenders time to come back. Players telling their teammates just calm down, calm down.
And if he was wise, he would shoot it now. Goalkeeper out of position, but maybe he couldn't reach from 25 meters away.
We've got a 4-3 here, maybe. Let's see if they can make it count. Great shot, great goal. It's probably the same position as last time, but you know, you got to beg the question. I mean, you're sitting on 6-7 meters. You know, you're firing that shot, great goal, but you know, there's a bit of space in front of you, and you know, if you miss from that distance, you know, you got a counter attack on the other side. You got a 4-3 on the other side. So
yeah, I mean, that's I think the real difference between sort of players at this level and probably the step up is the awareness of the position in the pool and the timing of a shot like that. Yes, you may be able to score those once or twice, and maybe at this level. But as you go up, if you start playing against better players, better goalkeepers and defenders, those sorts of shots may ultimately start costing. But nonetheless, Reddam again take their opportunity on attack, and they find themselves in the lead, 10-9. This despite the physical play by Rondebosch. And
bit of a wayward outside shot there, just clips the post on its way out. Rondebosch in possession, 4.5 minutes to go in this third quarter. Once again, Matty, two attackers, 3 defenders. I mean, it's all about communication, just chatting to the guys, just calling numbers.
Yeah, there's no ways that player should find himself free on the left-hand post on 3 meters. Schoolboy error in the classic sense, and it allows Rondebosch an easy goal when Reddam needed to keep them out, to keep that pressure up. There's that drive across the front of the goals, the turn by the centre forward. The Rondebosch boy, not tight, but he's not, and that's a much better defense. They've got the centre forward coming across to put pressure on the shooter, and that never looked like going in.
Yeah, I mean the whole D. I mean the guys are sitting on 3-4 meters. It's very difficult to get some kind of potent attack when your centre forwards are sitting on 3-4 meters. They must sit on 2 meters. The wings must sit on 2 meters. That's probably one of the most important things. So.
And you can look at that attack much more threatening just because of the position of 2 Rondebosch players on that 2-meter line, one in front of goals and one having turned in from the wing. Yes, the shot was over the top, but at least the attack looked like scoring a goal.
You see how the Reddam back 3, I mean, they sit very, very far away from the D. I mean, I think that's what they want to do. They want to create that space. But it does leave your defenders in kind of no man's land because they're so far out that they're not really sure if you want to be going out there to the attack or you want to stay on the D. I mean, mate, I don't know what your call is, but you got to be coming back on the D there.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I think you got to play a defense first. In this game, what's been very noticeable is the lack of defense. Going 3 quarters, we haven't even had a full 3 quarters, and both teams have conceded 10 goals each. Suggests to me that there's a weakness on defense rather than a potency of attack. There hasn't been a lot of extra men, which one might ordinarily associate with high-scoring games. So it's just probably a lack of concentration and skill level on defense.
Well, a nice block on that. Man up, seeing opportunity on the other side. How cruel it can be, Matt. You got a 2-goal swing, as they like to call it. You got man up on the one side, and you concede a counter-attack on the other side. Bad luck for the Reddam guys there.
Again, those are basics on defense. You can't go from being man up on the one side to conceding a counter-attack on the other. It shouldn't be possible. Reddam not concentrating, putting pressure on the right hand side, but there's a person free on the left hand side that should be marked.
Centre back's doing very well there for the Rondebosch team. Great save, forcing that shot from almost on the halfway line. There was some opportunities there for the ball to go into the hole. A little bit slow. Centre back had time to come around. Good defense. We're into the last minute of the third quarter.
And Rondebosch have once again regained the lead. They've gone from a tied game at half time. They've traded the lead a couple of times with Reddam in this third quarter. At the very least, they will want to not concede themselves in this one. Take a 1-goal cushion going into the last.
Well, last attack. The Reddam guys desperately need a goal here, or at least a man up to give themselves an opportunity. But actually, the Rondebosch guys, they man up on defense, so I'm not sure why the Reddam guys aren't tracking up the pool.
And there's no time to speak of, so it's probably some poor tactical play there. They could have committed up the pool at no risk to themselves. Probably not aware of the time in the game as they should have been.
Matt, just another thing that you notice, especially on attack. I mean, the first thing you want to do when you get that foul on the outside, you want to see where your centre forward's sitting. You want to try and get the ball around the D to try find your centre forward. I mean, everything is centred around him. And a couple of times, the guys are getting the fouls. There's guys shouting from the outside to please pass them the ball, whereas your centre forward's sitting there waiting. He's got his water. So also awareness. Awareness is, I mean, one of the most important things in water polo.
Yeah, it would be sort of moving the ball to the plan. If your plan is that centre forward, sort of Reddam are probably clearer in their plan. They've got sort of one thing that they seem to want to do. They're going to drive their right wing across the goal. They're going to leave their centre forward turning on that right post, and the ball is going to stay at the top or on the right hand side to look to be fed into him. Unless the drop's on, in which case there's going to be a shot from the outside. But sort of the simplicity of their purpose probably aiding them, whereas Rondebosch are probably guilty of moving the ball a little too much and not looking at their centre forward and how he's positioned. And if they were just slightly more aware of what he was doing, they probably could have taken greater opportunity or reward of the opportunities presented.
Spot on there, Matt, but guys are back in the pool. 1 quarter to go. Score 11-10 to Rondebosch. It's going to be an interesting final quarter.
Yeah, so if Rondebosch thought they were in for an easy game, this afternoon before the final fixture, they're sadly mistaken. Reddam putting up a hell of a fight here. And whichever team goes through, they're going to feel the effects of this game, that's for sure, come later this evening.
Yeah, quite a quick turnaround. I think the final schedule for about 9 o'clock this evening, especially for the next semi-final. I mean, they've obviously got a quicker turnaround. But nevertheless, I mean, you're in a final, you up your game for that. I mean, there's a second wave of energy that comes for a final, and anything can happen in a final. So, as I say,
they're schoolboys, they'll be all right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Both teams, if I'm not mistaken, also heading up country this weekend to participate in various tournaments. So they'll be fit enough now. They've sort of been building towards this week and next week all season long. So they really are at their peak at the moment, or should be.
Nice save there by the Reddam keeper. They're working nicely on those wings, Matt. They're creating opportunities. The guys are sitting quite far outside, waiting for the guys to spin in on that left to right wing. Yeah, great
a bit of a
defense
speculative pass from way out there to your centre forward. As you say, the wings having done such good work, the ball probably better off going to him, or one of the wings, and in from there. They've turned quite nicely, as you said, and created shooting positions for themselves, and Johnson probably wiser to use him than to throw the speculative pass into the hole that he did. But on the other side, Reddam earning an exclusion off of a blocked shot. Fortuitous, but let's see what they can do.
Once again, Matt, I mean, the ball's out there 3-4 meters, completely outside of the goals. I don't know why you want to hold your defender back. And they capitalize on that. 11-all.
Yeah, he probably would have been best just letting the attacker take the ball. I mean, they haven't proved such a threat on set play. Let him take the ball and another 30 seconds off the clock. Instead, what you do is you get excluded. That's now his second major, so he's got to be somewhat cautious going in the last 8 minutes of this game. But more striking than that, his team have now given up a goal, and it's now 11-all.
Time might be being called for some reason. I think Nathan, the referee, chatting to Jay Selina, the coach. I think there's
some concern over what the scoreboard says in terms of score.
Seems like the whole crowd knows the score bar from the table. I think it's definitely 11-all. Matt and myself been tracking that. So just a little break there, and the scoreboard is rectified. 11-all. Rondebosch ball. 7 minutes and 35 seconds to go.
Right, 17 seconds in this possession. Let's see what Rondebosch can do. Oh, there we go. Good reward. The Rondebosch captain fighting hard for every little scrap there. Goalkeeper probably disappointed with himself. Could have done a bit better. Even throw the ball out the back, give away the 2 meter. Instead, he's conceded.
Yeah, all credit to him. I mean, he fought hard for that and paid off.
That turn on the right-hand post again from the Reddam guys. We've still got Johnson sitting out in no man's land.
And straight in the change of possession, guy being held back. Rondebosch on the man up. Opportunity here to take a two-goal lead.
Yeah, 2-goal lead with 6 minutes to play will be quite difficult for Reddam to come back from. Rondebosch lining Johnson up. Oh, and there's that 2 meter man that you were speaking about in the first man up that they scored. You just cannot afford to be pressing the men out on 9 meters and not pressing the men on 2 meters.
Matt, I think it's just too risky. I mean, they almost stole that ball, but, why take the risk? You got to back your man down defense. And there it is, as we've been speaking about, Rondebosch taking that 13-11 goal lead, 5.5 minutes to go.
Reddam have turned on that right post, but there comes the help from the defender.
Great awareness there.
And they'll look to shut this game out with another goal or 2 here, and you'll think it'll be all she wrote.
Yeah, good call by both the referees there. Ball under, Reddam on the attack. They need to get a goal back here. Still some time, Matt. There's still 5 minutes.
No need to panic, but I just don't see where it's going to come from, to be honest.
Well, maybe right here. It looks like Reddam have got a man up. Centre back holding the centre forward around the neck. You're obviously not allowed to do that. Referee Nathan seeing that and being excluded.
Yeah, Nathan Perrin wise to that fact there.
Seems like the 2 men are very, very open. I mean, they're more worried about the outside. Goal scored. So I don't know, Matty. Maybe we're missing something, you know.
Yeah, he's obviously a strike player for them. I mean, he's their go-to shooter. I would have hoped that Rondebosch would have been aware after the whole league season of that fact. It's not like there are any surprises in any of these teams. And you probably could have looked to shut him down sooner.
No, for sure. I mean, even if you want to go tight, well, not necessarily tight, but even tighter on him, that if he does get the ball, you have that opportunity to close him down very quickly and actually force the shot from some of the other so-called weaker players.
Yeah, basically, if he's the guy who wants the ball, you don't want him to have the ball. So you're prepared to give it to whomever else rather than him. But again, that's awareness of who am I marking, where is he in the pool, and what is he likely to do with the ball. That attack shut down by Reddam. Rondebosch probably looking to force the ball into the hole in search of a goal that'll take them into with give them a bit of a cushion. Reddam relying quite heavily on their outside shooting now to keep them in the game. They haven't had anything at 2 meters in this half.
With 19 seconds still left on the attack, well, I mean, obviously counting down, you know, these guys are almost retreating already. I mean, it's a good opportunity here.
He set himself up nicely in front of the goals there for the shot, but it's a poor execution on the shot. Almost didn't know what he wanted to do with it.
Maybe in the middle of that attack, I mean, 10 seconds in, the guys are already retreating as if they want to defend. Maybe, you know, a bit of nerves. They don't want to concede another goal, but I mean, you got to fully embrace the attack to actually get back into this game. So
yeah, and if you read him here, you've got to back your defense. There's no centre forward. Send someone on attack. Force them to shoot the ball at you. You need them to do something.
Yeah, you got to foul him. You got to go there. I mean, you got to go on the attack now. 6 seconds left.
There's no point waiting for time to expire. Time's not on your side, so you really start risking it. Well, here's the opportunity if Reddam can spot it. It's 4-on-3 up. If they can carry this ball up the right-hand side, they've got a 2-on-1 on the far side. Nope, unable to find him, and the Rondebosch boys are back.
The Rondebosch guys are giving them a lot of space, a lot of water to actually take up and make that better shot.
Reddam not really looking for it. The speculative lob. No need for that, but...
See the crowd starting to get into this game now, getting quite exciting. 1 minute, 10 seconds to go. 1 goal lead by Rondebosch.
That's the final minute, the warning. This should be probably Reddam's last attack of the game. Important thing not to do here is not to panic. You don't want to give away the ball. Just make sure whatever option you do take is the best one given the circumstances. They're free on the far side. The ball finds its way there.
Oh, it's a goal, Matt, it's a goal.
In off the post.
It was a bit messy, but it's going to count.
Off the goalkeeper's back, and there's 20 seconds left in the game. The scores are tied at the moment.
Clock's still running, clock's still running. 10 seconds. I'm not sure if the time's supposed to still run in the last couple of seconds, but
yeah, I believe it is. It is a running time tournament.
And it looks like that's it. 13 all. I mean, even the crowd on the edge of their seat there, Matt.
Yeah, I mean, that isn't that just the story of Reddam's day. They've taken their opportunities. That was an incorrect pass down to the right hand on the right hand side when someone was free on the left hand side. But you know, the shot came off the crossbar, and they found a free man on the left hand side who was able to put it in off the post and the back of the goalkeeper.
Yeah, he almost had an open goal there. I mean, the goalkeeper was still tracking back from that left-hand side. He had an open goal, hits the post, but luckily just drifted in. And full time, that's a draw, 13 all. And if I'm not mistaken, Matty, do we go into extra time or straight to penalties?
I think there will be a period of extra time. No, it looks like we're going to go straight to penalties, but it looks like there will be 5 shooters. We're just looking at the head of the referees for the tournament, Dash Barber, just sorting everything out, making sure that the nominated players are listed by their respective teams. Now, in this lottery, from what you've seen, where's your money?
Sure, Matt. That's a difficult call. I mean, none of the two keepers. I mean, they've both had good games, but none of them have really stood out. I mean, there's been a lot of outside shots from 7-8 meters. Do you credit that to the shooters? Do you credit that to the goalkeepers not having their best day? So I mean, I think it's, maybe it's more on which shooters you back rather than which goalie you back.
Yeah, I would think in a game that ends 13-all like that, and again not a lot of extra men, it's probably safe to say that we're going to see more penalties scored than we will missed here, and it may come down to the unfortunate event where a shooter actually sort of misses the target completely. Let's hope that that's not the case, and that there is some heroics from one of the keepers, but.
Matt, it's happened to the best of us. Probably not yourself being a goalkeeper, but we've all missed our fair share of penalties in our careers. So
yeah, I think the important thing when taking the penalty is to have full confidence in your ability to score. You've probably done it sort of 1,000 times in the pool at home and at practice at school. So. Try and clear your head. Don't think about what it is that you're trying to do, and just do it. Let your body do what it does naturally.
Matt, I remember you saying to me, actually, you said, I mean, a penalty, you're 5 meters away. If rather not concentrate on what the goalkeeper's doing, concentrate on your own shot. I mean, if you're putting the ball into either side netting or either corner, you've got a really good opportunity or chance of scoring that goal, no matter what the goalkeeper does.
Yeah, I think that it's going to take a special effort from 5 meters for the goalkeeper to get across and make the save. So, if possible, and this is where obviously the greatest skill comes in, is the ability to remove the pressure from your mind and focus on what you're doing rather than what anyone else is doing. Put the ball where you want it. If the goalkeeper makes a good save, well, then credit to him.
I'm getting ready for the first penalty.
And after what seems like an age, he finally gets to shoot the ball. Well enough taken penalty there.
Yeah, I mean, the goalkeeper chose the right way. Unfortunately, didn't get enough of his hands on the ball. But Matt, I mean, as a goalkeeper, do you pick a side, or depending on the player, do you come up and just cover as much of the goals as you can? What's your strategy?
Well, I mean, hopefully the goalkeepers would have scouted the players previously. Players have, like, we all have habits. We all go to our favourite corners, and that is a great save by the Reddam goalkeeper.
That's one of their big shooters, Matt.
It is one of their big shooters. It's their go-to player. And I was going to say, if I was the goalkeeper, go to his left, to the shooter's right. It seems to be the corner that he picks as a favourite more often than not. The goalkeeper, guessed correctly, got enough of an arm on the ball, and a great save, giving his team the early advantage.
Reddam taking that, scoring their second penalty, obviously out of 2 with Sacs. I mean, Rondebosch, they want to get on the board here.
Yeah, so now this becomes a huge penalty. They've got Reddam already with a mini break. A miss or another save here really puts Rondebosch under pressure with regard to the next penalty that they have to save. But that was well finished. I mean, that's exactly what we were talking about. He knew where he wanted to go. He put it in the side netting, and even if the goalkeeper had guessed correctly, that was going to be a goal.
Well, Matt, that's what you were talking about. You know, getting up there and you know, missing the goals completely. So he won't be too happy about that. But yeah, once again, this game seesawing either side gives Rondebosch a good opportunity to get level here.
And there we have the same issue. The player probably thinking too much about what he wanted to do with it. They're not doing the basics, and then causing him to miss the frame. And that's what pressure does. You do things that you ordinarily wouldn't do. Let's see what the next Reddam shooter is able to do, if he's able to block the pressure out.
Yeah, good penalty, Matt. Just on the other side of the crossbar, very difficult penalty to save.
Yeah, you're not going to save many of those as a goalkeeper. I think you give the shooter that. Pretty brave going top corner after the last two players have missed the goals completely. I would have expected the next one to be a low penalty. You probably find that this one's a low penalty as well, but let's see what he decides to do, especially after his teammate bounced the ball over. Yeah, and that's what cost him.
Matty, it looks like that's it. Looks like that's it.
And if that is a turn up for the books, if ever we've seen one, all the so-called smart money was on Rondebosch going into this game. Reddam taking their opportunities as they presented themselves and ending up 3-1 winners on penalties. They get an ultimate score of 16 goals to 14.
Good thing we didn't throw any money down in this game, as you said, Matt. But yeah, great game by both of them. I mean, it took it down to the wire. Not probably the greatest penalty shootout, but that's how these things go.
Yeah, I think as a Rondebosch coach, you'd be pretty disappointed that three of your bigger players, Johnson and Watson, missed penalties or ended up missing penalties in the pressure situation. That's probably your biggest concern if you're Rondebosch going into their Kes tournament this weekend and then Mazinta the next weekend is what headspace are these guys going to be in pressure situations?
No, for sure. I mean, you get down to a draw in any of those crunch games and quarter semis, finals. You might be having another penalty shootout, and something definitely to work on. Nobody wants to lose in a penalty shootout or even go to a penalty shootout. You'd like to win it in the game, but these things happen, and you got to be prepared for them.
Yeah, so it's going to be important for their season to see how they bounce back from that. Not the result they were expecting. Probably gave Reddam too much of a cushion, and Reddam stuck in there, took their opportunities, and got their place in the final. So well done to them this evening. Next up we have Sacs versus Bishops in the second semi-final.
You guys going up? Behaving this time, man.
Okay, so that's it from Jared and I. Enjoy the next semi-final and ultimately the final at 9 p.m. Thank you, Jared.
Matt, thank you. Yeah, that was great, and yeah, guys, enjoy this next semi. Well done to Reddam.